thank you for everybody that's got in touch. Hubs Karting saying missing everyone, especially Rio, Alfie and Lewis in cadets. RS72 has been on saying good luck to Joshua Owen. Well, he's just been out. A couple of good luck messages as well for Amy Peacock as well. Just having a quick look regarding Bobby P. Just had an update as well, I think, from his dad. Unfortunately, they broke down on the way down here to Lydd from the northeast on Friday, so haven't been able to make it. So hopefully hopefully it's not too bad and we can see you again later in the season. We wish you well. Jack Collinson really wishes he was racing, but I'm fairly sure that he's enjoying the sunshine in Greece as well. Some well done's coming in as well for Amy Peacock, and now some good luck messages for our junior Rotaxers as they're about to make their way out. One of them is from Emma, wishing Harry Hurst Grover all the best, and also from RS72 for Jacob Dukes. Nicholas Ellis then will start on pole position with local driver Finley Watson, and Heat 1 winner in second place. Max Shields and Bartek Filipiak on the second row. Sam Stoner and Jensen Mason are on row 3. Curtis Latimer starts 7th with Elliot Thomas alongside Jacob Dukes, and Harry Hurst Grover complete the top 10 with Jaden Hewitt and Ollie Naylor on row number 6. Tom Carter and Drugas Pravillanis starts 14th for your grid here in our junior Rotax class. Don't think they've left the holding area just yet though, because can't hear anything. I don't think we had any retirements in Hondas, so I'm not sure on the hold up unless we're just having someone's having a talking to and just having a confirmation of how the rolling start procedure or anything similar. So we'll find that out in a few moments. It means that looks like junior Rotax Heat 1 still having some confirmation on positions, whereas Junior Pro Kart Heat 2 is sorted. I think we've got some engines starting in the background, so we might see them appearing in a few moments' time. There they are then for our junior Rotax class, making their way round for their rolling start. 7 rows. This will be around about the halfway point, not in time, because obviously when it comes to the finals they're going to be slightly longer, but race 11 of a 22 race card then for you here in this junior Rotax class. 7 of Nicholas Ellis on the inside will lead them round. Finley Watson will be alongside with Matt Shields and Bartek Felicia in the second row. Into the tram lines they come then. We have a look, see where the lights are extinguished. They are, and we are away and racing for 8+1 lap. Everybody then cleanly through the first chicane, although some drivers bouncing over the curbs, and then there's a late move down the inside then from Jacob Dukes for 4th place by the look of it there, getting through on Curtis Latimer. I think it's actually Jensen Mason in the white cart that he managed to get through on, so we'll once again confirm when they come over the line. But the leading duo have managed to break away. Then there's Max Shields in 3rd place in a fairly lonely one as it stands at the moment, as Watson has managed to make a way through on that run down to the double apex right at the end of the first lap. Ellis, Shields, Dukes, Mason, Filipiak, Carter, Latimer, Hewitt and Naylor. Then your 10 runners in the top 10, Stoner, Hurst Grover and Pravillanis complete 13. Quick look, trying to figure out who we are potentially missing from that. We did have 14 on the entry list, and had only 13 runners in all of them. So I'm trying to figure out who we're missing. I think it could be Elliot Thomas in 37, the driver that I've not yet picked out. And if we have a look at the numbers down there, can't see the time, so it looks like Elliot isn't with us this weekend. Or at least if he has, he's had some problems, as we see the Cartel carts get down the inside there, and then there's a Cartel sandwich on Bartek Filipiak, one either side, and through they come into what will be 7th and 8th place. That looks like it was Latimer and Hewitt going side by side, and if it was Hewitt, then just now in the 18, the leading of that pack. Really good to see him out. He had a big big off yesterday in practice that saw him come out of that kart. So really fantastic that we have got Jaden Hewitt with us still here this weekend. Instead of going into this first chicane, we flipped that tyre on the inside and came out of the kart. The kart needed a little bit of work, and he was, you know, as well as you can be, having been out of the kart. But yeah, really pleasing to see Jaden Hewitt out there racing with us this weekend. Jacob Dukes then gets down the inside of Max Shields for third place. Jensen Mason is going to join the party as well, so it's going to be now a 3-kart battle for third place, unless Dukes can break away, and he does get a good run there out of that final corner. Certainly not enough that Shields and Mason can close up. Tom Carter in 6th place has a gap of about 2 seconds to those in front and about 2 seconds to those behind. Now we've got Mason then down the inside of Max Shields into the hairpin at the end of the track. Through he comes nice and cleanly. Shields then drops down into 5th place, although does try and get half alongside Jensen Mason into the back chicane. Can't get alongside though, and Mason then comfortably up into 4th place. Shields then sticking with though as we head towards half race distance. It certainly will be when they come over the line next time. Finley Watson hasn't managed to shake off Nicholas Ellis though at the head of the field. There's still only 6 tenths between them. Then Dukes has managed to move away as Mason gets a poor exit out of the second chicane. Shields then goes round the outside, but it's a long way round there. He's got to try and get back to the inside as they head towards that second chicane. They reappear from behind that tyre wall, still nose to tail. Behind them though, Tom Carter is closing in. He was 1.3 seconds back on the previous lap and is now right on the back of this one as well. We're going to have another 3-kart battle as Carter there appears almost to dive down the inside of Shields into that second chicane. And dives actually now down into the inside of the hairpin at the bottom, so Shields drops another place, this time down into 6th place. Tom Carter, the driver, coming through at a fair rate of knots, has really started to reel this gap in, gets past Shields this time. Next pickings for him will be to see whether Jensen Mason can hold him off for 4th place. Mason sets a personal best. Shields also sets a personal best, although it's some half a second slower than the one that Mason set in front of him, but Shields was overtaken halfway through that lap. Has actually run a lot wider than those in front of him as they made his way around that hairpin at the end of the track. The one that's just come round now with 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Looks like Jacob Dukes has started to reel in Nicholas Ellis at the head of this pack. Now Carter close enough to make a move on Jensen Mason, and does late on the brakes into that corner. Shields is going to close right up on the back then of Jensen Mason. It looked like we had a warning of some sorts out on the overhead gantry. Haven't had a confirmation on the screen yet of anything there, so we'll see what it's the 45 picking up a contact warning. That's Tom Carter. That would have been for probably his overtake on Jensen Mason. He was already past Max Shields. We didn't see anything on screen, so that just pick up a warning. 2.5 remaining then. Carter has managed to get past Mason and Shields on that last 2 laps and has managed to move through into 4th place. Mason with another personal best. Jacob Dukes is up into 2nd place now, with Nicholas Ellis still riding right behind. So Dukes with up into 2nd, sorry. Still has a gap of 1.4 seconds to Finley Watson, who was the Heat 1 winner. So interesting to see whether Dukes can chip anything out. He's going to have Nicholas Ellis as well to push him along ever so slightly. Opens up the gap round the double apex right as they see bouncing over the curb. So look at the side pods. The side pods are quite loose anyway. They don't bolt them in tight. You do want a little bit of give in them, hence why they flop up and down. But when they're bouncing over these curves, you can really see them just bouncing up and down. I know a lot of drivers sometimes put a bit of tape in there, because if not, it's just metal on metal. You get a huge clang as they bounce over the curves. Ollie Naylor with a personal best as well. He's down in the 11th place, right on the back of Bartek Filipiak. And then the 2-kart battle for the final position inside the top 10. Dukes has started to move away from Nicholas Ellis, but hasn't started to close in on Finley Watson. Their lap time almost identical to each other. And then we've got this battle behind with Hewitt, Latimer and Hurst Grover now right on the back in 9th place. They're about to put into shot. Now there's Jaden Hewitt then leading the way. With Curtis Latimer and Harry Hurst Grover. 43 seconds remaining. So our leaders will get round quite comfortably, in fact, for another lap, because they've got, they're only lapping the 33s around this Lydd circuit, which is still well over 1,000 metres, but so quick that lap times are probably the quickest in terms of lap time, in terms of speed per metre of any track in the UK. It's pretty much flat out everywhere, with the exception of these chicanes, and they're actually turning in there almost flat and getting on the brakes in between. As Latimer gets a run on Hewitt out of the second chicane. Through he comes and then manages to use all of the track on exit. Hewitt though is going to dive back down the inside on Curtis Latimer. Well, that bulky's exit mean that he can't get fully on the power. Leaders already on for their last lap though, as Latimer is closing in on Hewitt down the back straight. Hewitt manages to hold on, but then almost runs out of track in doing so, and Latimer will come to the inside. Jaden Hewitt then has to relent and give up the position for 7th place, having carried a little bit too much speed and defending into the chicane, into the final double apex right. Now managed to try and see whether he can get back onto Curtis Latimer. Finley Watson though, round the double apex right at the end of the lap to come through to make it 2 wins in 2 races. Dukes did close in, but not enough at the end, down to 1.2. Ellis then for 3rd place. Carter's going to get 4th in front of Mason and Shields, and then Latimer, who got past Hewitt on the final lap, gets 7th with Hewitt in 8th. Hurst Grover and Philippiak top 10.